Welcome to G-Man Gaming and Review. So today we're going to be doing a video called Exploring the Brotherhood of Steel, Finding a History and Why I Love Them. So I'm not going to lie, the Brotherhood of Steel is one of my favorite factions in the Fallout universe. So what we're going to do is we're going to discuss their origins and early history, their establishment, their mission, their iconic elements, and obviously key events in the Fallout series and in my personal perspective. Right, so like I said, the Brotherhood of Steel is a very secretive faction that exists to prevent the misuse of technology that led to the Great War, right? They are very much like, they are organized very much like a Brotherhood of Knights, where you have knights, and you have squires. They make iconic. They use power armor a lot. Power armor is like what's really iconic about them. They tend to be one of the most technologically advanced factions in the Fallout universe. The only faction that you could say that is more technologically advanced on average is the Enclave. They originated after the Great War in 2077. So a Captain Roger Maxson was stationed at the Mariposa military base. And he found out that the scientists there were doing horrific experiments on humans and other things with the forced evolution virus. So for those of you who don't know, that the forced evolution virus is what created super mutants, because it forced evolution. It also is responsible for the creation of rad scorpions and other animals in the Fallout universe. So after Captain Roger Maxson found out about this, he staged a rebellion at the Mariposa military base. And then what happened is you got to understand that this is I suppose you could say the fundamental aspect of what makes the Brotherhood of Steel who they are. This rebellion, but also the origins of the Great War itself, right? So the Brotherhood of Steel was officially founded in 2082. Now, in regards to their establishment, they initially made the dangerous pilgrimage to the Lost Hills bunker, and it was here that they established their first base of operations. So, like I said, the mission of the Brotherhood of Steel is to collect, preserve, and protect pre-war technology. And also, like I said, to prevent the misuse of technology that led to the Great War. This is what puts them into conflict with other factions over technology control. The Brotherhood of Steel have absolutely no problem using violence to take away pre-war technology from other factions, right? So because of this particular reason, the Brotherhood of Steel actually tends to be at war with almost every other faction in the Fallout universe. The only exceptions would be maybe the followers of the Apocalypse, because they don't focus on weapons technology. But for the most part, the Brotherhood of Steel tends to be at conflict with every other faction because of that reason. Now, one of the things that's really iconic about the Brotherhood of Steel is they tend to use power armor as a symbol of strength and commitment, right? Power armor is very iconic to this faction, right? It's really the power armor itself that really makes them different. Now, the thing is, the Brotherhood of Steel is not the only faction in the game to use power armor. The NCR does have special brigades that do use power armor, but there's no faction apart from maybe the Enclave that uses power armor as much as the Brotherhood of Steel does. So, in terms of like some key events in the Fallout series related to the Brotherhood of Steel, in Fallout 1, they were really an isolated faction that was cautiously interacting with the world, and they would eventually, depending on what you did, help the Vault Dweller deal with the super mutants in Fallout 1. In Fallout 3, they're actually split into what's called the West Coast Traditionalists and the East Coast of the Elder Lions. Now, the West Coast Traditionalists are are your general Brotherhood of Steel, right? They do exactly what the other chapters of Brotherhood of Steel would do, which is to collect, preserve, and protect pre-war technology. And obviously, this puts them into conflict with everyone. Under Elder Lyons, though, under the East Coast, under his command, the East Coast becomes more like they become more like helping the Capital Wasteland. They become more like do-gooder heroes, essentially. So in Fallout New Vegas, the Brotherhood of Steel is in a weakened state and hiding in bunkers, and they have strained relations with the NCR. Now, depending upon how you play the game in Fallout New Vegas, you can actually, in one of the endings, get the Brotherhood of Steel, or at least that chapter, to work with the NCR. But it's very, very hard to happen. Now, in Fallout 4, they return to the East Coast under Elder Arthur Maxson. And in this case, they're like back to themselves, but they sort of take a more militant and expansionist approach. Now, the thing that I love the most about the Brotherhood of Steel is just this blend of knightly valor and military discipline that they have. You see this especially with Maximus in the Fallout TV show, right? Which it's sort of they have like a quest for technological preservation, and they have a really complex moral code. I think that's the thing that makes them very, very interesting, because on the one hand they want to help humanity by preventing another misuse of technology, but the way that they go about doing it is, I don't know, is kind of totalitarianistic, right? So. But in a way, they do embody the hope and hubris of humanity, right? So on the one hand, they embody the hope that there won't be a great war if this particular brotherhood manages to keep all the technology for themselves. But then at the same time, it sort of creates the problem where if they're the only ones who have the technology, who's to say that they won't do another great war again? So in conclusion, I think the Brotherhood's resilience and determination really gives them a interesting role in the Fallout series that adds depth and nuance. They are not simply put a bad guy or good guy faction, right? They actually challenge players to think about technology, authority, and humanity. So I think their place in the Fallout universe is very well deserved. For those of you who don't know, the Brotherhood of Steel was initially inspired by a book called A Canticle for Leibowitz, which I read. Is a brilliant book. So in that book, it's all about, it's set after a great war, similar after what happened in the Fallout universe. And it starts with this series of monks, who are all about preserving technology. And it also follows their story towards the end, where humanity in that story does another nuclear war, even though they prospered, even though they had to come back from the brink of destruction from the previous nuclear war. So I think that's one of the really, I think that's what really makes the Brotherhood of Steel so interesting, right? Is that understanding of they're trying to prevent technology, like another great war, but the way that they do about it is kind of totalitarianistic. So it's sort of like, well, does the end justify the means? So I would love you to put your thoughts in the comments on the Brotherhood of Steel. If you have any favorite Brotherhood moments, like in any of the games or in the TV show, I'd love to hear about them. So please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, I have a course that teaches you how to build websites with no coding. So if you're interested in that or you're interested in merch, look at the link in the description or the links in the description below. Thank you.